2, 3, 4. I came across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights unseen, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship, and all the sailors here are really here. There isn't any contra membership. All that you gotta do is join our trip. Yeah, I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard this trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship. Well, 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 well. Good evening, sailors. Good evening, sailors. This beautiful, beautiful January 10th in the year of our Lord 2024. How are you doing out there? It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance this evening. My name is Zoso Dude, and yours isn't. How are you doing out there? Tinkering around here for a few minutes. It's not that I had a couple extra minutes, is that as per usual, Rumble was taking its sweet time in giving me my streaming info that I have to enter each and every time. So I'm screwing around on the computer, and I'll tell you, for the last few weeks, on Saturdays, playing music and stuff, I've got my system all but cranked. I've got the VU meters on my broadcasting software all but cranked, and it just seemed like I was just yearning for a little bit more volume. I glanced up tonight and I realized that my overall computer volume was set at 58. So that solved everything. We have got power to spare this evening. I could blow your doors off if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. How are you doing out there? It's wonderful to look around the different platforms and see friends, Romans, sailors, hanging out all over the place. Let's take a quick peek and just make sure that we are up and running everywhere we're supposed to be up and running. We are live at Rumble, which is a beautiful thing. Mad Pogue dropping in to say hello to Antisocial over there. Good to see it. Good to see you guys hanging out at Rumble. And apparently there's more there because it says the numbers don't lie. What is it? Figures lie and liars figure. Well, I'm figuring there ain't no liars. Starface comes dropping in, sharing the love, walks in the door and says, "So, here's a cookie." Thank you, my brother. Very, very kind. And Due Diligence does the same. He says, "Have a grog on me." I will. I will indeed. Nice to see those smiling faces up over at Pilled Foxhole. Good to see we are live there. We appear to be live at DLive, which is a wonderful platform filled with groovy people. We are live at Twitch tonight. Yes, we are. We are twitching that itch. And last but not least, we are live at YouTube. And I'm seeing all kinds of sailors hanging over there. Let's say some hellos. Sir Nasty Nate. Good to see you, my friend. Gloria Paddock dropping in to say hello. CB's daughter. Wonderful to have you aboard, my friend. My long time friend and mod. Wonderful to see your smiling face. Let's go, Brandon. In the house. Bring in the love. Bring in the love. Let's say some hellos over at Pilled Foxhole. Val Hall is with us. Jojo. We missed you on the last one, Jojo, but nice to have you here. Always nice to have you here. Girl Patriot in the house. Ooh. Is that one of Charlie's Angels? That's Cheryl Ladd. Yes, those were the days, people. Those were the days. Due Diligence is with us. Who else? The Texan. My brother, the Texan. Probably out on the road, checking in from a hotel somewhere, for all I know. He has to be. That's what he does. Good to see you, brother. Hope everything is good. I saw your video of the 3 giant blue trucks, man. That is freaking impressive. Four blue trucks. 15-foot hood. The hood gets into the next state about an hour before you do. I like it. LT57FSH in the house. Purple Pixie. What is up, little lady? Do you know I was up in the middle of the night the other night, and I just couldn't sleep, and a lot on my mind. And I tuned into Purple Pixie's program for I didn't say anything. I just kind of I was too tired to type. But I too tired to go back to sleep, and I just sat and watched her show. Nice show. I like it, Purple Pixie. Woke One. Let me just give her a plug. If you guys are looking for alternative music, and what I mean by alternative, it's just something a little more fresh, not it's just something new. Go and check out Purple Pixie. Pull up one of her old programs, any one of them. I promise you, she delivers a wonderful program. Good to have you aboard, little lady. Starface 15 is with us. Good to see you. Girl Patriot, I mentioned you. Always a pleasure. Woke One, I said, good stickers, Woke One. Where do you get those? Hey, that's cool. We have got just a wonderful, wonderful group of sailors hanging out with us tonight over at Pilled Foxhole. Joelaine says she wasn't feeling well with her stomach and hubby is sick. Well, let me tell you, we're going to do something a little different tonight. Before we dive into the world, we're just going to mention a handful of people that could use some prayers. And we'll certainly throw your hubby in there. We will throw your hubby on the list. Your Starface says, your face still rings a bell. Yes, it does. You see this little crevice in my nose right here? That's the other night I went, wham! And I honestly think I cracked my nose. Let's take one more peek over at Rumble. Okay. They appear to be a happy bunch over there. That's good. Shall we go and visit the champions? Yes, indeed. I'm talking about the souls hanging out over at D Live. This month's champions, they kicked some ass last time. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. My name is D. How are you doing? Yes, Wednesday night prayer meeting. We are going to mention a number of people who are in need of prayer, and we're going to do it at the beginning of the show instead of the end of the show. Deus Volt, good to see you, my friend. It's been a minute. Good to have you aboard. Bad Zoot. What more can I say? A good spanking is in order. Val Kimber, how are you doing? Checked into Val's program late the other night. Good to check in and see that Val's got the house rocking. Actually, a really interesting show that night. Some acoustic stuff from Chris Cornell. So, really, really groovy stuff. And acoustic versions of a bunch of songs. Some acoustic Collective Soul, even. An acoustic version of Shine. I'd never heard it before. Thank you, Val, for what you do over there. T.L. Spud checking in. Good to see you, buddy. Lynn Winters, of course. How are you doing, little lady? Wonderful to have you with us this evening. Always a good thing. Gloria Paddock. What is going on, darling? How are you? Good to see you. Mad Pogue checking in. Just spreading the love around. That man gets around. He gets around. You think the Beach Boys got around? Freaking Mad Pogue gets around. Syllabore in the house. How you doing, Silly Willy? Good to see you. Great to have you on the program this evening. Well, just a wonderful, wonderful group of sailors tonight. Good to see all of you. Val's show was stellar. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, if I do say so myself. And I do. Kind of a cold, brisk little Oregon day today. I don't know what it's like where you live, but we woke up to the elements. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm not only going to show you, I'm going to tell you. Let's have a peek, shall we, at an Oregon day. This is January 10th, 2024, morning to evening. Yes, it is. Well, I got to admit,
in spite of this weather, we are still making great progress on this job. I don't know what it looked like the last time I showed it to you, but the framers are going like bats out of hell, and my boys have spent all this week putting in these forms. These forms are going to be filled with concrete. These are all going to be concrete walls. Look how absolutely needle straight this is. It goes from hither to yon. This is a wheelchair ramp right here. This is the low side of the wheelchair ramp. But then it continues across. There's a series of posts that go down this wall with beams up above, and then the roof goes up and ties in just under those windows, second story windows. All the rebar is in, and then you see down below that red thing down there, that is a sleeve. So later there's going to be a floor drain in here, and it's going to drain through the wall. It'll go through that little plastic sleeve, come out this side, and tie into the storm drain system. The boys have really done an extraordinary job. They're over here finishing up this end, and my God, I mean, some of these walls are 5 feet tall and 18 inches wide, and man, they're doing it. How's the weather, gentlemen? The weather is here. Wish you were beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Closing it up. Holy Hannah. Looking good, Primo. Looking good, baby. You guys have heard of dueling banjos. Well, this is dueling squeegees. Dueling squeegees.
Look at that guy push all the water out of the building.
Why, here come the owners and the prospective clients. How we doing, kiddo? Love this weather. You brought me my letters, my new letters, new and improved.
Yeah, and
wow.
you pull the silicone off. Perfect.
Perfect.
For,
That's beautiful.
number 8 drywall screw.
All right.
Number 8 screw. So. Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, it's 5:40 something. Probably time to get out of this trailer and go home. But holy crap. It's seriously freaking snowing here on the job site. Holy moly.
This is about an hour ago.
Walking in the winter wonderland.
Yeah, we are getting a snootful right now. Whoopsie. We're getting a freaking snootful of snow at the moment. I froze my freaking toes off today. I took, you know those little hand warmer things that you get for 99 cents at the Home Depot or wherever? You rip open the plastic, it's a little bag of sand, and you shake it for a second, and within 5 minutes they get all warm and toasty, and they last 4 to 5 hours, depending. Man, I took my boots off, and I threw 2 of them all the way at the tips to keep my toes warm. My toes were froze. I had froze toes. I froze my toes. Freaking bad deal. Freaking bad deal. I don't necessarily mind the cold, but damn it. You know, all that you saw me squeegeeing all the water out of the building. I mean, when it snows like that, the guys are walking around in a freaking swimming pool, and it's the snow lands, it melts. Next thing you know, you're walking around in 1.5 2 inches of water. Just no fun for anybody. So I try to push the excess water out of the building. That's what a nice guy like me does. We are on the mystery ship. You are on the mystery ship. And I'm very happy to have you. I really am. I'm going to talk about a number of things tonight, but I have a new premise. Tonight is really going to be a call-in show. And it's going to be a call-in show all night. All night. And the funny thing about it is, if you don't call me, I'll call you. Okay? That's a promise from your brother Zoe. Tonight's program is called 5 Questions. And what's going to happen is I will get a person on the phone, and I'm going to just, in an effort to get to know them better, learn a little bit more about my sailors, what makes them tick, what makes them who they are, I'm going to ask them just a haphazard 5 different questions. And we'll have each person on the phone for 7 to 9 minutes, I guess, somewhere in there. But you will learn a little bit more about each and every sailor. I will learn more about each and every sailor, and perhaps we'll get somebody to really let their hair down. You know what I mean? But the good thing about it is, it's not going to be the same 5 questions for everybody. Oh, no. No. I have a random list of different things that I'm going to ask you. And I'm not kidding you. If you don't call me, I will call you. Okay? I will. But before we get there, we're going to do what we always do, because that's what we do and that's how we do it. And what that is our main break. You know this well. Why? You know this very, very well. This is your chance, folks. Your last chance to take a leak, to refill your drink, perhaps take the dog outside, do that voodoo that you do, run in to the kitchen, get a snack, get a bowl of chips, get some popcorn, whatever it is you need to do. You've got a little bit more than 2 minutes to get her done, because when we come back, we're going to launch immediately into, we're not going to start immediately. We're going to go over a couple of prayer requests first. But then I'll be putting a number on the screen, and seriously, the 5-question query will begin. We're going to find out. We're going to find out about our sailors. We're going to find out their deepest, darkest secrets. And I mean their deepest, darkest secrets. Depending on who I talk to, of course, but some of the questions might be rather intrusive. But I know who I can get away with asking those kind of questions or not. So, with no further ado, let's go to our break, and we'll see you on the flip side of this right here. Be back momentarily. Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next. Well, this is the time I normally pop in for just a minute and thank the beautiful people that support this program. Your support, and by that, I mean you people who show up and hang out each and every night that I go on the air. You are amazing. You are the beautiful souls. I really like it. I really like meeting you, coming to see you, hanging out with you, doing that voodoo that we do. But those of you who choose to donate or go that little extra mile to keep the mystery ship afloat, I do thank you. You are, you're all amazing. But honestly, one of the best ways, and it doesn't cost a penny. It doesn't cost a penny. One of the best ways that you can help this program down the road is simply to share it with someone, a coworker, next door neighbor over the fence, you know, like Wilson on Tool Time. You know, wait, was it Wilson? What was his name? What was the name of the guy over the fence on Tool Time? No, it wasn't Wilson. That was the soccer ball in Castaway. What was the guy's name? What the hell was his name? I can't remember. He always went by his last name. I'm losing it, folks. Anyway, those of you who share this program on like Facebook or whatever ways that you tell other folks about it, I really appreciate what you're doing. I know it's working because every time I log on, I see new faces, and I love you for it. You are the beautiful people. You are the beautiful people. Sleeping Stars. There's one of them now. How are you doing, little lady? Thank you, Gloria Paddock. Thank you for the ice creams. Thank you, my name is Dee, for the lemons. You guys are all right. And I mean that. I really mean that. So before we launch into tonight's program, there's a couple of people who are in need of our prayers tonight. And I want to bring them up because I think it's important. I mentioned the other night my former doctor, who no sooner retired but found himself in hospice. I just sometimes I wonder about the fairness in life. You know, someone who spends his entire life healing people, making them better, and then when he finally hangs up his hat, the Lord takes him away from us. Now, maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason bigger than something I know. Maybe who knows? All I know is Dr. David Hagee was one of the greatest men I ever had the pleasure of knowing, and he is currently in hospice, and I don't know how much longer he has to live, but I would ask you to please say a prayer for him. Dr. David Hagee, a beautiful man. A beautiful, beautiful man. I wrote him a letter today and mailed it. I hope he gets it. I just hope he gets it. I found out that our dear sister, Jayla 17, you know, that we were praying for her brother-in-law. And there's good news, people. Prayer works. Prayer freaking works. Her brother-in-law is doing well. He had some issues, let's just say, some things that controlled him, and now he controls them. And that is a beautiful thing. So I would like us to continue to pray for him. However, more importantly, she found out today, or quite recently anyway, last 24, 48 hours, her husband needs to go in for immediate surgery. Yes, Jayla 17's husband has, I guess, 50% blockage in one of his arteries going to his heart, and another one I believe has 100% blockage. They're probably going to go in and put in, what are they called, stents? You know, anyway, they're not messing around. They're going to haul him right in and get this done. I would like you to please keep Jayla 17's hubby on your prayer list. Pray that God guides the doctor's hands. Pray that they find 100% of the blockages. Pray that he comes out good as new. I will say this. I've had a number of friends go through this surgery, every single one of them coming out on the other end after the initial pain goes away, the soreness and stuff. Every one of them said, I feel like a new man. I've got energy. I've got pep. I wish the same for Jayla 17's hubby. Please, please, please keep Jayla 17's hubby in your prayers, that the operation is a smashing success and that he's good as new by the end of the week. Okay? That's what we're praying for. Good as new by the end of the week. I'd like us to continue to pray for our friend Mistborn, who recently lost his father. Haven't seen him in the chats lately, but I'm sure he's out there. Folks, all I can tell you is losing my father was hands down the most difficult thing I ever went through in my life. And I can only imagine how Mr. Bourne is feeling right now. I don't know if he has brothers and sisters. I can only assume probably. Would you pray for Mr. Bourne, for peace, for consolation? It is a very, very painful thing to lose one of your parents. When you're a guy like Mr. Bourne, losing your father is especially painful. Please, please keep Mr. Bourne in your prayers. And Jolene just asked us if we would pray for her hubby. He's not feeling 100%. He is under the weather. I would ask you to. I've met this guy. It's great. We like sat down and immediately found common ground. Really a neat guy. Former New York police officer. Probably could tell stories till the cows came home. He was there on 9/11. One of the first responders. In fact, he worked a night shift on 9/11. Came home, got less than 45 minutes of sleep. His phone rang. He went right back to work and worked around the clock. That's what kind of a man he is. A very deserving and beautiful guy. Please pray that he's feeling better. Pray that whatever is ailing him goes away. A great, great dude. Really, really like this guy. You would love him. You would freaking love this guy. I want us to please also pray for our sister, Captain Grams. She has been conspicuously missing in the chats lately. She tells me that she sneaks in from time to time, hasn't said much. Sometimes she just lurks. She's just in a difficult situation right now. I'm really not at liberty to go into great detail, but all I can tell you is, you guys know her, Captain Grams. Fantastic lady. She made me that little bag to take with me on my trip. So it said Zoso Dude on the side of it. The most wonderfully made. Just an amazing, talented girl. She does anything from playing around on sewing machines to refinishing her kitchen cabinets. But she's going through a tough spell right now. I would ask that you pray for her well-being and pray that God puts her in the place that she needs to be. That God wraps his loving arms around this beautiful lady and takes care of her and sees to her every need right now. Really, really, much like many of you, really admire our friend Captain Grams. Please keep her in your prayers, would you? All right. We are going to move right on down the line. Let me throw a little something on the screen here. Let me do this. How do I do that? I go right here. Wait a minute. Okay, right here. That's it. I remember it now. You know, you think I'd be able to save this so that I wouldn't have to just type it in each and every freaking time. But for some reason, your computer illiterate brother has to do things the hard way every time. That's me. That's who I am. I am a Luddite. When you look up the word Luddite in your Funkin' Wagnalls, there is a picture of my smiling face right there. There is. Okay, so I'm putting it up in great big, huge letters so that you can read it at home. You can read it at home on your phones. I'm glad that you're not being shy tonight. Now remember, when you call in, I'm going to hit you with questions that you have no idea. You have no idea where these questions are coming from. My brother, the Texan, how are you doing this fine evening?
Que pasta ragu. I ain't freezing like you.
Where about you hanging out tonight?
Actually, I'm at home, man. I'm at home.
Really?
Yeah, I'm taking a few days off at the casa. I came out of Denver. Oh man, I got home Sunday, and it was a tough run. Well, the run wasn't tough. It was all the other stuff that went with it that was like a nightmare. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a break. So yeah, I'm taking off.
Hang on just a second, Tex. Folks, if you're going to call in, please, you must call in on the number on the screen. Please don't ring my cell phones because I don't have a way to pipe it into the system, okay? I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're calling and you want to be on the program. That is wonderful, but we have a call-in number for a reason. It's because it's already tied into my computer, and I can easily bring people on from there. So you're at home.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm at home. I got to say, man, when I flew out of Denver, I've never been to Denver Airport before.
Oh, yeah.
You know all those conspiracy things and all that at that airport?
Yeah.
Dude, it's freaking true, man.
I know, the horse with the red eyes and all that crap. Yeah.
The paintings on the walls and the weird stuff. It's true. I've seen some of it with my own eyes. Not all of it. That's a big-ass place. But I've seen some of it, man. I was like, my God, they're not lying. It's
dude, there's rumors that there are tunnels underneath that place that go for miles. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? The conspiracies run deep. But well, hey man, does this mean that you and I might get a chance to do a show together this weekend?
Are you busy Friday?
No.
Okay. There we go.
Hot.
The bear shit in the woods.
We're way overdue.
Absolutely.
You've been on the road, baby. You know, I mean, so hey, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
I was going to reach out to you tomorrow, give you a call or a text and see if you wanted to do a show Friday. And, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Sign me up,
we
baby.
are overdue.
All right. Hey. Well, are you ready for these 5 questions?
Well, hang on. I got to say something. You were asking who Tim the Toolman Taylor's name.
Oh yeah, what was the name of the guy over the fence?
His actual full name is Wilson W. Wilson.
Oh, so I wasn't wrong. I wasn't
you
wrong.
weren't wrong.
Okay. Oh, dang it. All right.
His full name is Wilson.
Oh man, that's crazy. I'm glad you remembered. It's been so long since
I am a fan of Tim.
I used to love Tool Time. That was, I mean, back when I used to watch TV, I will admit there's at least a couple of shows that I'm not ashamed to admit that I watched and I loved, and that was definitely one of them. Definitely one of them.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, man,
All
I'm
right.
ready for you. Okay, I didn't know you were actually going to hit me with
Oh no! Every single person that calls in or that I call are going to have to answer 5 questions, and no two people will get the same 5 questions. I may repeat some, but for the most part, it's going to be just out of thin blue air. I mean, out of the blue sky. Are you ready?
All right. Yeah, sure, man.
Okay, so
Good,
you
man.
you probably just nailed one of them. I was going to say, what if you had one? If you when you used to watch TV, what was your favorite TV show?
Oh man, that's kind of a loaded question because it depends on what age. But overall,
Yeah, one of your favorites.
well, definitely Tim. But I'm going to tell you, I was a huge fan of the Drew Carey Show and his comedy.
The Drew Carey Show. That was a groundbreaking show of its own kind. I love the fact that he was big on Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. I loved the beginning of that show. You know.
And see that's okay. See, it's kind of hard to answer that with just one because WKRP in Cincinnati was like my thing too, and then Drew Carey came along and did the Cleveland thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, and yeah. So that, yeah. Did you know that Drew Carey was a Marine?
I had no idea.
He sure was. He was
Really?
A Marine. Yeah, you can Google it and see his Marine picture, man.
I'll
Wearing
be,
the glasses, Marine uniform, the whole thing.
I'm not really surprised. He kind of looks like one to this day. You know, didn't he take over the hosting? What is he hosting these days? He took over some kind of nighttime, very famous show. Was it a?
I don't.
Wait, was it not Family Feud? It was
Let's make a deal or something.
one of those. One of those. Okay, moving right along. If money was not an option, and you could have your dream car at the snap of a finger, what vehicle would you get?
You got to be kidding, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'll tell you right off the bat, that would be the Ford GT that beat the Ferrari. Ford versus Ferrari.
The GT40. That is, yeah. I know, dude. That is a badass some bitch right there.
Hey, man.
And I can see you in one of those.
People can talk all the shit they want to about Ford and its performance.
Yeah.
But man, the movie was Ford versus Ferrari, not General Motors.
Right.
Yeah.
And they came in 1, 2, 3, 4 in Le Mans. I knew the guy who was he's dead now, but he was the head carburetor guy for the Ford racing team. And he was on that team that came in 1, 2, 3, 4 at Le Mans. So yeah, dude, those were freaking respectable cars. All right.
I got to tell you real quick another reason why that I'm a fan of that car, not just because it's beautiful, sexy, awesome.
Oh, it's sexy.
That was Carroll Shelby's racing team, and Carroll Shelby was sexy.
Outstanding. All right. So, who was your favorite teacher in your life? Do you have one that comes to mind? Think back to your school days.
Yeah, dude, he was my history teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
What was his name? You remember?
God, man, yes, I remember. Oh, my God, I can't believe this. I haven't thought about that dude. Well, I think about him often, but it's been a while since I thought about him.
But he made an impression on you. Your history teacher.
In a way, nobody else has, man. He was a Vietnam veteran. He was on a cleanup detail where he wouldn't pick the body parts up out of the field, after a firefight. And, he was a good man. And I often wonder if he's still alive today because I'd like to reach out.
So it's so funny you say that because honestly, the reason that question is on this list is I was thinking about the wonderful teachers that I had over the years, you know, like my 3rd grade teacher, my 4th grade. I wonder if they're still alive, you know? I had a couple of teachers that were quite young when I was young, and I'm thinking, If they're still around, they're got to be, God, they got to be 80 something.
Yeah, that was in high school, and I remember the very first day. Okay, once you were assigned a history teacher, you did you did 2 years with them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I remember on the very first day, he started history with the written word of the Bible
Really?
as documentation. Yeah, you want to talk about a dude with a spine?
Wow.
Imagine that happening today.
No.
He said, this is written history as far as I'm concerned, and we're going to start right here at this timeline, with the Old Testament. And I was like, at the time, it didn't dawn on me how important that really was. And then
Wow.
once you were with him for 2 years, okay, once you were with him for 2 years, he ended with the very current event of that time, of whatever day that was. And that was back in the 80s. It was Ronald Reagan years, and it was after Ronald Reagan got shot. And I remember that's what we were ending on.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he went from, basically Genesis to the very first day, beginning of time, until what was happening now.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. All right. Well, this next one's going to be right up your alley. This is actually a perfect question for you. A man who has traveled extensively throughout the country. Have you got a favorite state? One that you like to visit when you're like, oh man, I'm going through where. Have you got any one state that kind of tickles your fancy more than the others? I mean, I know you love your freaking home state, but if you had to rule out Texas, what's your next favorite state?
Outside of Texas, of course, that's obvious. Outside of Texas, it would definitely be Georgia.
I wondered. That's dude. When I went around the country during the height of COVID, and I rolled into Georgia, and the minute I got over the state line, I pull into my very first gas station, and I walk into the little store there. And the first thing I noticed was there wasn't a sign on the door that says you have to wear a mask. And I walk inside, there's a pretty young girl in there, no mask on. I'm like, holy shit, it's still America here, baby. And she goes, don't you know it?
and it's also the history of the South and the Civil War and all that, and Sherman's march and burning the South down,
Yeah.
and how Georgia was affected, and how these people rebounded from that, and what they are today, and they're still the society and the people that they are. They're just totally amazing people down there, man. They
Wow.
really are. And the state is beautiful, and I love those old school colonial plantation style homes that they have down there. They are beautiful.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, dude. Those are amazing. All right, you're down to the last question. Of all of them, of all the ones we have had thus far, who has been your favorite president?
Oh, you talking about in our lifetime, huh?
In our lifetime. Yeah, it's a
our
real
lifetime.
it's a real question. It's a real question.
Well, obviously it's the current president, Trump, not the faker in chief up there right now.
Right. Not the resident.
Yeah.
Not the resident, but the real president, the one who won the election.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Donald J. Trump, hands down.
I like it. Texan, I am so glad that you called in. I'm glad you were the first guy to make it through. And, dude, I'll be seeing you on Friday. Let's touch base tomorrow and firm this thing up.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on here. This is fun, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the people calling in or you calling them. Ladies and gentlemen, love it, each and every one of you. Honestly, look forward to Friday, and God bless you, and God bless America, and I'll see you down the road.
Thanks, my brother. Great to talk to you. Well, that's the Texan, fresh home from the road. If you haven't been watching his program, he's been posting to YouTube. It's easy for him when he's on the road. You know, he doesn't have to have his whole studio with all of his stuff. He's got some really interesting stuff there. You need to check it out. Check out the Texan. He's posting some fun stuff. Well, something tells me we got Purple Pixie.
Yes, you do.
How are you doing, little lady?
Oh, I'm good. I'm really interested in what questions you want to ask me.
Oh boy, I got a whole list. And no single person is going to get the same two questions. I might,
No.
I might ask questions that I asked somebody else, but let's start off with you. Of all the different jobs you've had in your life, what was your favorite of all the things you've done? Did you ever have one job that you just loved
I
more
did.
than which? What was it? What did you do?
I love being a forklift driver at Toyota.
Really?
Yeah. I worked at a crossdock in Battle Creek, Toyota Two-Shoe.
Wow.
And when I started, no, check it out. I know this is going to be a long call a little bit because I got to explain some things.
It's okay.
When I started off as a temp putting glad locks. I don't know if you know what glad locks are, but they go on diesel.
Okay.
And what I would do is once the diesel's backed into the door to have the merchandise put in by the forklift.
Yeah, the freight unloaded. Sure.
Yeah. No, unloaded, loaded, whatever. What I would do is I would go out there and I would release their hose, their brake hose, whatever it was.
Airline, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, their airline. And I would put a glad lock on it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay, well, I started as that, and I was paid $7.50 an hour. And I wanted to be hired in so badly. I taught myself how to drive a forklift.
I am not the least bit surprised. I've met you.
You know, I would go on weekends, and I'd get on the gas lift. We had gas, and we had electric, and we also had to learn how to put the electric batteries in. Dude, it was the best. That's where I met Donnie. That is where I met Donnie.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. Yes, he was going through a divorce, and I was not, looking for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Michigan after my husband committed suicide.
Oh.
And I went out there, and, my girlfriend lived out there. She used to live out here, divorced her husband, moved back out there. And I lived with her for a little while and got a job out there as a temp. Well, within the first year, I was hired in.
Wow. That is awesome. I love it.
I know. I know.
That was your favorite job. I love it.
I loved that job. Oh, my God. There is another story I got to tell you, but maybe it might be for a different time.
Yeah.
But, oh, my God, you guys would laugh so fucking hard about it.
Well, tell me, here's question number 2.
Okay.
What is, if you had to pick one, I know it's difficult, what is your favorite record album?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Like one that a CD that just stayed in your
It's not even
freaking
a
car
CD,
forever
it's
and
a
ever.
fucking album. And a lot of it has to do with when growing up in the 80s.
Okay.
And being that I went to my very first concert when I was 13,
Wow.
I would have to say Adam Ant.
Really?
Strip tours. Yeah,
His first
strip
record.
tours.
Yep.
No, it wasn't my first record.
No.
My very favorite.
I'm saying Adam Ant's first record with.
No. His very first record was not Strip.
The one with who do the drums?
It was his very first record was from Adam and the Ants.
Okay.
It was Dirt Wears White Socks, I believe.
I'll be danged. Well, I love this. I love this because I'm learning things about you that I never would have guessed, and that's the whole premise of
That's the whole
tonight's show
point, right?
is to
And
learn things about my friends that I never knew about them before. I
Right,
never
and
would have
if you-
guessed it.
I know that you said that you listened to my show, but you never said anything. But I really don't play a lot of Adam Ant.
No, but you did play some very interesting music. I mean,
I do.
a lot of it was new to me, and I'm like, wow, this kid's.
Oh, my God, I've got
she's-
so much more new shit. It's not even funny.
Good for you. Good for you.
All
Okay.
right, next question.
All right. Do you have a favorite book that you've read? What's the favorite of all the, like, it can be fiction, nonfiction, it can be a childhood favorite, anything. Do you have a favorite book?
Yeah, I do. It's from Stephen King called Rose Matters.
Called what?
Rose Matters.
Oh, okay. Okay, I've heard of it. Wow.
It's pretty intense, but there's another one that I really like, and I can't remember the guy's name, but it's called The Bride Killer.
Ah, very good.
Damn! They should make a movie out of that. They really should. That was intense.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna double up on a question here. I'm gonna ask one question that's the same as I asked the Texan, only because I know you well enough to. I'm dying to know if money wasn't an option, and you could snap your fingers tomorrow and it would be in the driveway, what would be your dream car?
My dream car?
A dream car. If tomorrow morning you could have any car of your dreams sitting in your driveway for the rest of your life, what would you grab?
If it didn't break down? Yeah, I would, yeah. I would say a Kia Telluride.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the 4x4. That's like a SUV, isn't it?
SUV. I've never had an SUV in my life. I'd love to have it.
I've seen them. They're good-looking machines.
Yeah, they are.
Well, all right. And then, all right, this will be a good one for you.
Okay, what?
What was the
Come
name?
on, bring it good. Bring it good.
What was the name of the person who gave you your first kiss? And I'm not talking 10th grade, 5th grade garbage. I'm talking the first one that rocked your world. What was his name and where was it?
I'm going to give you something you didn't even ask it, okay? I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was. Got out of it, but I wasn't allowed to associate or be around what they call worldly people.
Okay.
But I seen this guy, and I was 9th grade, and his name was Ray, and he looked like Prince. He wasn't black. He was Italian. He had these green hazel eyes. He had that tan skin. He had that really curly hair, right? I was so in love with that man.
Was he indeed your first kiss?
Was what?
Was he your first kiss?
He was my first everything.
Wow, baby.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well.
And we remained friends after that. You know, we were friends for the longest time. It wasn't just one and done and, okay, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, see ya. No, we were friends after that. When I moved to L.A. and, you know, I was having a problem with guys, I'd call him for his advice.
That's awesome.
And he was so cool.
Well, this Purple Pixie, you just answered 5 questions and you did a bang up job. You did exactly what I hope. This is the whole premise of this show.
That's right.
It's just to learn a little something more about some of my favorite people. And you did it, baby. Thank you.
Sean Joe, I love that. In the bottle as a young kid, 9 to 10 years old. You gotcha.
Thank you so much for your call, little lady.
Thank you. I can't wait for everybody else's fucking.
Oh yeah, this is going to get good. This is going to get good.
I love you.
Have a great night. Thanks for calling in.
You too, sweetheart. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. That's our friend Purple Pixie. I love Purple Pixie. I get to her house and I'm walking the door and the first thing I see is a Duska pillow sitting on her couch. What's not to love? What is not to love after that? Yes. Well, we've got a call in, it looks like from California. Welcome aboard the mystery ship. Who do we have on the line?
I can barely hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you beautifully. I hear you wonderfully.
Do I have the voices turned off so you can hear me?
I can hear a little bit of the stream in the background. Yes. If you could turn that down, because it's just going to confuse you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to get it turned off. Use it.
You can just
Click it off.
click on the screen and
Oh.
drop the volume down.
Okay, I think I've got it down far enough.
There you go.
Good.
There you go. Lynn Winters,
Okay.
how are you doing? Goddess of the Divine is joining us. How's it going,
I'm-
my dear?
I'm sitting over here complaining about being cold because I've got on top of me, I'm wearing a camisole, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and another sweatshirt jacket on top of that. And I've got heavy-duty pants on the bottom and really heavy socks.
I can,
And it's ridiculous to me because I'm a hot person. I'm always hot.
you're telling
And
me, baby.
Like, for my whole life, I've been like, I'm going to say something right now. I want you to pretend like you didn't hear me say this. I'm cold. But I know where I live, and I don't want you to think I'm complaining about the cold.
No,
because
you're
in
not.
May, it's going to be freaking triple digit
Oh,
already.
don't you know it? Don't
So
you
I'm
know
not,
it?
I'm not complaining about it.
In
but
fact,
I'm really cold.
if you saw any of my YouTube videos this summer, just outside of where you live was where I crawled inside of an ice machine and and got stuck inside and scared the dickens out of a kid because I know how hot it gets down there. All right,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you called in. I've got 5 questions for you, darling.
Okay.
5 questions. Okay, so did you ever have a favorite of all the ones you've ever had? You ever have one favorite pet that you can remember and say, "Oh my goodness, that was the one."
Oh. I've had so many, they've all, I had to have them put down or whatever. I'm going to say the last dog that we had to put down. Her
What
name was Abby.
what kind of dog
And
was it?
she was a mix of, I think pit bull, and I don't know what else. But I would call her a medium-sized dog.
Okay.
But when we had 3 dogs in the yard, and she was the middle-sized one, and you saw her in a fight with the German Shepherd standing next to her, watching her with her jaw on the throat of the little cherry. Can't remember what the dog's name was, but oh my gosh, it had annoying bark. I'd be like, I don't blame you. I wish you'd make that dog shut up. But she almost tore the throat out of this dog.
Ooh.
The jaws, you would not be able to get them up. My son said, well, all you needed to do was grab the hose and squirt them down and it'll break them up.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know that. I'm freaking out. Because there's one dog, a big German Shepherd, standing there watching her with her jaws on it. Anyway, all those dogs got gone, and the last dog we had was Abby. And everybody was gone all the time, and I was the one that was in charge of going
But
outside. This is when I could get outside.
She was your protector. She was your protector and your lover.
Oh my gosh! I would go outside while she was her life was counting down, and I didn't really realize it because she wasn't really that old. But she stopped eating,
Oh,
and I would go outside and stand next to her after I gave her the food, and I bought her organic chicken jerky things from Costco. Oh man, those things smell good. I almost want to eat them myself. I was buying her all kind of stuff like that, trying to get her to eat.
mm-hmm.
And so I would go outside and stand with her and sing to her. And while I would sing, she would keep eating. And and I had her for my screensaver or wallpaper on my phone for the longest time. And every time I turned on my phone, it would make me cry. And
Wow.
I had I said, well, Lynn, you've got a pet in your life right now that's still alive. Why don't you put your wallpaper with the cat?
Well.
The cat that's sleeping right in the bed next to me right now.
No.
I'm going to say my favorite pet was Abby.
Very good.
And I really can't choose a favorite pet between all the cats and all the dogs we had because all of them were favorites.
All right.
I'm going to say it was Abby.
Well, let's ask you another question, my dear. If you had to pick one, just one, do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie?
Movie, yes.
Oh.
It could be an old black and white. It could
Okay,
be.
so here's what it is. My favorite book, because I don't really read novels. I read all kinds of other stuff, but most was philosophy kind of books and nutrition kind of books and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But I have 3 different versions of the book Wuthering Heights.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I have 3 different versions of the DVD.
Oh yeah.
recording.
I-
3 different, all the way back from a million years old to the middle one redone, and then the last redone one. And I'm going to say my favorite one is the very first one, which was black and white.
You're right, the black and white British one. I
If
love
I had
that
to choose
one.
black and white
I
over
love
color,
it.
I would choose black and white.
I'm a huge fan of
And
that
here's
movie.
why.
I know it.
First of all, my
awesome.
favorite color is black, and then you can add white with it. And I can say my really favorite color is black and white. But
Outstanding.
back in the
Outstanding.
day when it was black and white, you had to use your imagination.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to have it right in your face. This is what the color of the thing was.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine all the people that are blind that haven't ever even seen the color, and that you're having to describe to them what the color green looks like.
Yes.
There's a
Yes,
feeling
yes.
of what it is.
I'm with
Like
you.
when I listen to some of the Led Zeppelin stuff, I get the green feeling. I get the feeling of green, like of moss and hills and stuff like that. And I don't even know why. Anyway.
Well,
yeah, my favorite
you led me right into the next question was,
Oh, no.
if you had to pick one favorite, and I kind of think I know your answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you have a favorite band?
Are you kidding me? Three answers and the first 2 don't count. 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count. But I
I'm gonna
can't tell you the favorite album though.
Okay, tell.
Whatever one's got, whatever one with Ramble On and
That's Led Zeppelin
When the
2.
Levee Breaks.
Yep. Okay. Well, no, that's a different album.
Okay, then
Ramble On is Led Zeppelin 2,
and When the Levee Breaks. Then.
Levee Breaks is Zeppelin 4. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Then
Well,
that's it.
I think we got a good enough idea of what you got going on there. Tell me.
I have so many other favorites.
No, this is going to be more of a personal one. If you had to pick one, who is your favorite relative? And I'm talking blood relative.
Oh. Well, shoot.
A grandma or your mom or a brother or sister.
I guess I'm going to say my Grandma Perkins. I would say my Grandpa Perkins, but he's not blood.
Oh,
But
wow.
Grandpa Perkins, my Grandma Perkins' second husband, was the grandpa that after he was made, the grandpa mold was broken. God didn't
Right.
make any more grandpas with that mold afterwards.
They couldn't make
The
them
one
that
with
good
the mold was
anymore.
broken afterwards.
Wow.
He was not our blood relative,
Oh, okay.
but oh my gosh, he's the grandpa that would be standing by the back door with the screen door with the hook on, looking out in the gray day in Long Beach where we lived at the time, and all the kids would be behind him like whining and crying because they couldn't go outside because it was raining, and he'd be standing at the screen door singing, "It's a beautiful day, and how the heck gonna wash my neck if it ain't gonna rain no more?"
Oh,
And we'd
yeah,
be like,
yeah.
What is wrong with you, Grandpa? Anyway, he would be my favorite relative.
That's
but
awesome.
My favorite blood relative
That-
would be his wife, my grandma.
That is awesome. Okay, I got another one for you. We're not talking mainstream, okay? Absolutely not talking mainstream. I want to know, what is your favorite alternative media news program? It could be people on Foxhole. It could be people on YouTube. Rumble. There are so many people out there giving news that is different than what you get on
And you don't mean like Frank.
No, it could be Frank. It could be
Because
412.
Frank-
It could be
So I called
Red
Frank
Pill
News
78.
before, and he poo-pooed that title.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's bringing the news.
He
And
does. He
Of
does.
anything that's shared, the parts of whatever he talks about that has to do with news,
Yeah.
I will put 100% value plus in whatever he says. And whatever
I
he
like
shares.
it. I like it.
And his opinions on it as well.
Oh, he calls
and
them as he
and
sees
after
them,
that,
doesn't he?
maybe BCP.
BCP is also an excellent choice. Good. See, I love this. We're learning more about. Okay, last one. This might be the easiest question, but I got to ask it anyway. Who was your favorite president?
Favorite what?
President of the
Oh my
United
God.
States.
Not who was, who is, the one that still is. Trump. And that's a huge thing for me to say because up until up until I decided that I was going to vote because I thought maybe my vote would dilute the vote so that Obama didn't get voted in, and so that then he didn't get voted in the second time, and so that I didn't want a woman president, and if I was going to be a woman president, I did not want Hillary Clinton. So I came out of my don't even say anything to me about politics. I'm totally apolitical. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it, and I do not believe that our vote counts. I believe it's all rigged. Well, I came out of that thinking when Trump. You know what? I thought Trump was a clown, and I was fighting everybody else all around me all the time, except for my son, because he wanted Trump as well.
Well,
and my mom did too.
all right.
But everybody else in my family is like, man, what is wrong with you, Lynn?
You know,
Oh yeah, it's Trump.
You
and
probably
who is. Trump is still the president, and we all know it.
right. You may or may not know this about me, but when Trump ran the first time in 2016, I didn't vote. I mean, when I looked at my choices for president, and they were offering me a woman who I thought was a known criminal, and a guy who was a reality TV star billionaire. I'm like, these
And a clown.
These are my choices for president.
Yeah.
I'll pass. And
Yeah.
I mean, I did not vote in 2016, but I will tell you that in 2020, I registered for the first time in 20 years, and I went and I voted. So, well,
I think I might have been registered in 2016, but I probably didn't vote. But I did in 2020,
go.
and we know who won.
Indeed. My dear, I certainly appreciate your call. It is wonderful to hear from you, Lynn Winters. Thank you so much for calling in and participating tonight in 5 questions.
Thank you. I don't like calling in, but when there's a topic that I got to address, call. I'm sorry because I talk so much. I'm going to take the time to.
No.
I'm going to shut up now.
This is just a chance for us to get to know each other a little bit better. Thank you so much for your call, Lynn.
Okay.
Love you, sister.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, Lynn Winters calling in. Now we've learned a little bit more about Lynn Winters, goddess of the divine. Folks, there's a phone number right there on your screen. Don't be afraid to pick it up and grab a handful of telephone, like this person right here, like this wonderful person right here. Oh, this is going to be a jewel. This is going to be a jewel of a call. My dear brother, the Batman, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. I just got back to New York, and it's actually a little warmer than I anticipated. So I'm doing better.
Well, good to hear from you, my man. I'm glad you're home safe and sound. Did you have a good time down in Florida?
Yeah, I got to spend a lot of time with my mom, quality time.
That is great.
She's awesome. Yeah, so it was good.
It's important.
Really good.
Dude, if I could, I would leave here tomorrow morning for South Carolina to go spend some time with my mom. That is.
Yeah, you still working on that project though.
Oh yeah, I'm headed there. She knows I'm coming. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you called in, my man. I've got 5 questions for you. I've got 5 questions for you. If you had to, and being that you're a traveler, you actually might be able to answer this question. I know that a lot of us are health conscious and all that jazz, but sometimes you just can't freaking help it. Sometimes going along the road, you just got to stop in and you got to get some fast food. If you had to, what fast food joint would you stop at along the road?
Okay, so I have a proponency to want to eat Arby's when I see them, because they did away with Arby's out here on Long Island for a little while, and they started bringing them back.
Wow.
The meat, the roast beef that glows in the dark. Their Arby's sauce is to die for, but I can't not get a Jamocha shake to go with my roast beef. It's that coffee-flavored syrup that really turns me on.
Dude, I'm right there with you, baby. Right there, freaking with you.
And if there's no Arby's around, my second is White Castle Belly Bombers, but they're all over Long Island. So
Yeah.
Arby's is the go-to.
You won't find any White Castles west of Missouri. That much I can tell you. That much I can promise
that's
you.
the problem. So
Yeah.
White Castle's, just the backup. But it's definitely an Arby's.
Yeah, it's good. Good to know. Good to know. See, we learned something about you already. Dude, of all the things you have done in your life, was there any one that you would say is your favorite job? And it could be what you do right now. Do you have a favorite?
Favorite job?
Yeah, I mean, I know you've done a variety of things in your life, but
I have. I always wanted to be a concert promoter. I always thought that was a cool gig.
Oh.
I did it back in college, and then I got an opportunity to apply for a job with Ron Delsner, who at the time was the concert promoter here on Long Island. And then he got bought up by Live Nation. But they wanted to stick me in a truck as a roadie for anywhere from 3 to 10 years. And I was like, thanks, but no thanks. So I bailed on that job. That would have probably been one of my all-time I probably would have enjoyed greatly.
Dude, I think you would have made a hell of a concert promoter. I really do. You just, your personality, knowing you as well as I do, you're just a people person, man. You're a guy who makes shit happen,
Thank you.
You would have been, you probably would have been excellent as a concert promoter.
That would have been the job I would have done well at. Yes, I agree. Thank you.
Mammy. Okay, so this is going to be a little personal, but we're going to ask it anyway.
Go for it.
Where were you when you lost your virginity? Where were you?
In the Bible closet of my Hebrew school.
Excuse me. Wait a minute. Did I lose you?
I'm right here.
Okay, good. I yanked the phone off the desk. Did I hear that correctly, Bruce? In the Bible closet of your Hebrew school.
Yeah.
What was the girl's name? Just the first name.
Her name was Mara, and she was a year older than me.
Well.
And she told me to meet her by the bathroom. She asked the teacher to go out and go to the bathroom, and she said, "Follow me," before she got up. So I waited a few minutes, and I said, "Can I go to the bathroom?" So the teacher let me go to the bathroom, took me by the hand, and walked me down the hall, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing.
Wow.
And she took total control of the whole situation.
Well, how about them apples?
Yeah, and I was 12 years old.
That one gets a bell, baby. That one gets the bell. Okay, let's move on to something a little. Oh, wow.
I could just imagine what the chat's
I'm sure it's going good.
I can't see the chat, but
I'll read it for you. If you had to choose one, I know you're a man who does quite a bit of driving here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
If you could live anywhere you wanted to, do you have a favorite state that you have visited and said, "Man, if I could, baby, I would live right here"?
I originally thought I wanted to stay in New York. I really did. When I was younger, I thought New York was be all end all on Long Island, because you want to go visit another country, go to Canada. Not that far. You
Right.
jump in your car and 10 hours away, you're
Niagara Falls.
You're in another country, Canada.
Yeah.
You want to go to a city, you want to go see a play, you go to New York City, jump on a train, you're in the city. But I've since become jaded, and the stupidity that has become New York, and
Hochul is probably enough to ruin it for anybody.
yeah, trust me,
Yeah.
there's so much going on right now with that woman, I can't even begin to.
I know. I get it.
But
I get it.
favorite state, when we were younger, my dad traveled with us cross country
Okay.
many times, and I did fall in love with Arizona for a little while, but then the heat was unbearable. Florida's probably going to be where I retire.
Okay.
As long as they get rid of the sanctimonious meatball. But if I had my druthers,
Right.
I do want to see, like you've had the opportunity to go cross country.
Oh, man.
I do want to see South Dakota. Like you, I want to go back and see the Mount Rushmore again.
Oh, yeah.
But the countryside, is supposedly really beautiful out there.
Oh, my goodness. These gentle, soft rolling hills. It surprised me. I'm sure they do have them somewhere, but not a lot of trees. Yeah, but beautiful. Rolling
Beautiful
hill
countryside.
horses and oh, my goodness, yeah.
Then outside of the country, quite honestly, Peru.
Wow.
Yeah, quite honestly, I'd love to. I'm actually hoping to go in March. My girlfriend's having an art exhibit,
All right.
so I'm trying to put together some funds for that so I can go with her.
Nice.
And
Nice.
she lives in Lima, but she's originally from San Pedro de Cajas. She's Inca Indian. She's fourth generation Inca Indian.
Wow.
And,
Interesting.
she's a looming artist, but she has a farmhouse in San Pedro de Cajas, which is just under the Andes mountain region, in a little valley. And I've seen pictures of it. But she wants to retire on the coast called Miraflores. And if you pull up pictures of Miraflores, you're literally on a cliff overlooking the water.
Oh, man.
And apartments are gorgeous. She's been looking at them because she's trying to save up money to do that.
Well,
and that's probably going to be our summer or our winter retreat, because their summer is our winter,
yes,
and their winter
yes.
is our summer. So we would probably bounce back and forth between Florida and Peru.
Well, awesome.
Once the divorce is final and I can retire.
Well. All right, I'm down to the last question, Bruce. Down to the last question. Let's see. There's about 4 of these I wanted to. You'd be good at any one of these. You would be good at any one of these questions, but I think I'm going to go with what was your favorite TV show back when you used to probably watch television like many of us? Did you have a favorite sitcom or something like that used to just, oh man, I got to see that. I never miss it.
There were several across the ages.
Sure.
That I would watch. From
depending on what age you
adulthood.
were, right? You were, but
right. So back in the the 60s, it was Batman, of course.
never would
that
have
was
guessed
the
that
go-to.
one. Never.
70s would have been Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
With David Carradine.
Oh yeah. When you can clutch the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
Yeah. 80s, I wasn't into TV as much because that's when I started getting. Late 80s is when I was in college and I was getting my degree, and then out of college I went right to work right away, so I wasn't watching TV. But then 90s would have been Rescue Me.
Well, okay.
With Dennis Leary.
Yes.
Was that? Oh no, Hill Street Blues.
Was that
first.
HBO? Maybe.
Hill Street Blues, and then Rescue Me.
Oh yeah.
So that's chronologically.
There you go.
Then there's this little-known show, Saving Grace.
Oh,
Are you familiar?
yeah, I've heard of it. I have heard. In fact, I think my daughter is a fan of that. I think that's how I heard about it.
It's based on a female detective in
Yeah.
Oklahoma, who loses her father and her mother and her husband, and goes on a binge, like drugs, sex, and alcohol. Like it was bad. And then an angel comes down, and it only went 3 seasons,
Right.
and it is by far one of the most
I think that's
amazing shows. If you get a chance, I've been trying to convince Amazon to play it because it's only 3 seasons.
well. I'll have to check into it. I remember my daughter mentioning that show to me, saying, "Dad, it's really a cool show." So, well,
Yeah, you would appreciate it.
you, Bruce, you have made it through 5 questions, and I'm awfully glad that you made the call for. That is great.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I just got home, like literally 2 hours ago.
How perfect. How perfect. Great to talk to you, as always, my friend. Thanks
Same
for
here,
calling
brother.
in.
Well, God bless, and hello to everybody out there in Foxhole Land, Zoso's mystery shipmates, and God bless you all.
Well.
And for anybody who's not familiar, check us out tomorrow night on Flip City Magazine's podcast.
Oh, wow.
9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Big Avocado Time. We're going to be doing Creative Chaos with Christy from Flip City Mag.
Outstanding. Sounds like fun. All right, buddy.
All right,
Hey,
God
thanks
bless.
for the call. All right. Folks, that was Bruce Q. Wayne, better known as the Batman. The Batman checking in from Foxhole Land. Awesome. Awesome to hear from Bruce. Awesome to hear from Bruce. This will be a good one. This, folks, this will be a good one. I got to ring the bell on this one. Double D, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. I'm just glad I decided to, and I asked Joey Lane for if I should call in or wait for you to call me. But
you know I would have. You know I would have.
I figured I'd just go ahead and get this over with now.
No, that's perfect. That is perfect. Outstanding, my man. Okay, so I'm going to ask this one. I got to ask of you. If money wasn't an object and you could snap your fingers and it would be in your driveway tomorrow morning, do you have a dream vehicle?
Oh, absolutely. 69 Charger RT440 with the 6-pack, bored out 40 over, and then add twin superchargers underneath the hood.
With pistol grip shifter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
man.
transmission on top of that.
Oh, baby.
We're talking a muscle car beyond all belief, and I'd be racing for pink slips all the way through.
I'll tell you something. You're gonna this will blow your mind. So I got my grandson a slot car set for Christmas, and I went over there and we were just having an absolute ball racing these cars. But it came with 2 modern cars, a Ferrari and I don't know what the other one is, but 2, I think a Porsche or whatever. But so I got online when I came home and I started looking at muscle cars, 60s muscle cars, slot cars. I got him that car, dude.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So your dream car is my slot car, and it'll be here like in the next couple of days, and I'm going to go up and just kick his ass. Fantastic. He loves it. It's the set has something that mine never had as a kid. It has a lap counter. So you can literally race, and the first person to 50 laps wins. Oh, man. I was in heaven.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, question number 2. Do you have, if you had to pick one, do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Fifth Element.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Man, that was a freaking good one. That was a good one.
It just the way they made the movie, it was just absolutely awesome.
Intriguing.
And then,
Yeah.
Bruce Willis and
yeah. I'm trying to think of the chick's name. Damn it, you think I'd remember that? Yeah, that was great flick. Great flick. Awesomeness. All right. If you had to sit down and oh boy, aren't you the perfect caller for this one?
Uh-oh.
If you were going to sit down and entertain friends and you said, this is what I do, and you were to cook your favorite food for somebody, what would you present them? What would you put on the table to serve your friends to blow their minds?
Okay. There's probably 3 different dishes I would do.
Well,
my mom's seafood gumbo.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this. Yes.
Obviously, bison steaks. And then the third one is just a very big one. I'd have to get literally a 35-pound brisket.
I was going to say,
smoked in my grill for over, I'd say, 20 hours.
Dude, the video you did of your brisket, I mean, if you didn't say brisket, I was going to be deeply disappointed.
Yeah, fair enough. But the final dish, but the pièce de résistance would be the brisket.
Awesome. Well, let me ask you this one.
Okay.
I'm sure you've done a number of things in your life, but what was your favorite job? And I kind of think I probably know the answer to this, but do you have a favorite of all the things you've done? If you had to do one of those for the rest of your life, what was your favorite job?
Oh, hands down, without question, United States Marine Corps.
Amen, baby.
Hands down, United States Marine Corps. I love being a Marine. Unfortunately for me, though, with some of the NCOs that I had appointed over me, they screwed me over. So
yeah,
I was just like, yeah, nope, bye, see you later.
Well,
but I still stuck with it, even though it was with the U.S. Army. But if there was a runner-up, it would actually have to be the U.S. Army.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
But yeah, I'll be honest with you though. Also, when it comes down to the camaraderie, esprit de corps, and everything else like that, you can't get no better than being a Marine,
dude.
Honestly,
every Marine that I know, former Marine that I know, is still friends to this day with the guys that they went through camp with. You know, when they friends to this day, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, still buddies with them. Like, I went through boot camp with that guy, man.
Yeah, we're always brothers to the end.
That is awesome.
That's literally how it is.
I love that, and I love that about this country. You know,
right?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'll just be honest with you on that last particular question. It's just like when we go to boot camp. I mean, granted, there are some people that I will never ever speak to again, just because I don't know what happened to them.
Right.
But for those that I do still know, I do reach out every now and again. And I mean, it's been shit. I've already passed 27 years.
Wow.
In the military completely.
Right.
But
there are, let me guess, there are guys you could reach out that you may have not talked to them for 10 years. You could call them right now and have an hour-long conversation.
No, actually, it'd be a lot longer. What the hell have you been doing with yourself?
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, you wouldn't believe it.
No, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. I mean, that is a beautiful thing to say and be able to admit, you know. Freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got one more for you, and I think this is going to be an interesting one. you know, all of us have in one way or another been addicted or watch shit, you know, have different interests. But have you got a favorite YouTube show that you watch? One that that maybe people don't know about, that, you know, I mean, I know you're into RCs and all kinds of stuff. Have you got a favorite YouTube show that you like to watch? Like, man, I got half an hour. I'll see if somebody's put a new video up lately.
Oh man, that's a real tough question. Dang it! If I had to pin it down to one, I'm going to say RC Sparks Studios.
RC Sparks Studios. Really? So I take it this guy does anything and everything from planes to boats to helicopters.
No, actually, believe it or not, he sticks with mainly just, I mean, he's done boats, he's done planes, he's done, you know, just only a few videos of each. But one of his biggest things that got me hooked up on him was he would use RC construction equipment and mine for gold. And they found gold.
What?
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding? You're talking, you know, medium-sized excavators and dump trucks and stuff?
Excavators, dozers.
And they found gold.
Yeah. Almost every single episode, they would always find a little bit of gold. And, I mean, it went on for 4 seasons. And then when they weren't doing, you know, YouTube Gold is what it was called.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
He would, during the wintertime, because he lives up there in Canada, he went from Alberta to Nova Scotia. So he lives over there now, and he doesn't get to do the YouTube Gold anymore. But he would do another show called Loading Kings. So imagine a bunch of radio-controlled 18-wheelers and forklifts, and you have this entire area that you have to work within without going over or knocking anything over or anything else like that. You have to, you know, you've got all these different things you have to do in order to load your truck up with, you know, obviously the trailer on the truck, and then get out of the warehouse as fast as possible without having any mistakes. It was just fascinating.
Yeah, dude, I watch, my brother-in-law is giant in four-wheeling, okay? But he's got a Jeep, and he loves to go out into, like, Arizona and Utah and do rock climbing and rock crawling and all that crap. So I saw this video of a Jeep going over a frozen river, and it was amazing to watch. And at the last second, the ice creaks and the freaking Jeep went down into the freaking water. And I mean, I'm freaked out about it. I'm like, oh my God. And at the end of the video, a guy takes his hand and reaches down and grabs the RC and pulls it out of this little tiny stream. It was the whole time you would have fucking sworn it was a full-size Jeep. It was that perfect of a video. And I sent it to my brother-in-law. And he's like, dude, you totally got me on that one.
Honestly, I think I have seen that video.
Yeah.
And it did trip me out as well.
Oh, man, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, seriously, just check out RC Sparks Studios. Go back.
RC Sparks. Okay.
Yeah, but he's been doing RC videos on YouTube for well over 10 years.
Wow.
And just to see how he progressed and everything else like that. I mean, I honestly, I've watched just about every single video he's ever put out.
Yeah. Cool.
And
cool.
It took about 2 months just to go through the vast majority of it, but oh my gosh.
Wow.
If I had to pin it down to one particular channel,
yeah,
obviously outside of yours, but one particular channel, that would be the one.
That's awesome. Well, my man, I'm so glad you called in, and I'm glad you got in on 5 questions tonight. That's fantastic. Thanks so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
I do
and I'm
appreciate
glad I
it,
did
brother.
it that way because if you would have called me, I probably would have been driving my youngest stepdaughter home and dropping one of her friends off.
Yeah,
So I didn't want to be embarrassed on that one.
perfect timing. Perfect timing. Freaking love you, my friend. Thank you so much. Great to talk to you
Much
always.
love, brother, and can't wait to grill you up another bison steak here.
Oh, baby. I'm coming up. I'm coming your way soon, buddy.
You got it.
We'll
Take
see you.
care.
All right. My dear brother right there, due diligence. Due diligence. Folks, if you haven't had a chance to check out his show, he goes Sunday afternoons, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, I believe. And I think he has a Sunday early day show. Check him out. Check him out. Yeah. Great guy. Always great programming. I've had so much fun on that show. One night he was doing television themes. Oh my God, it was so much fun. It was so freaking much fun. We had a blast. Due diligence. Tell him Zoe sent you. Tell him Zoe sent you. All right, we're getting close to the end here, so I'm just going to share some of my favorites on these things. So, favorite job? I would have to say, of all the jobs I've done, my favorite job is the one that I do right now. I very, very much enjoy being a project superintendent. I've done it for large companies, small companies, medium-sized companies. I've done it all over the country. I love what I do. That's why I do it. So, right there. Favorite pet? Undoubtedly, I had a dog by the name of Zoso. That was his name. I used to call him Zof for short, but I loved that dog. Loved that dog. Favorite teacher? My favorite teacher was my 2nd grade teacher, Sister Reparata. Sister Reparata. That was her name. Real deal. Real name. Favorite car, dream car. If I could have any car right now, snapping my fingers, I would have a 1966 Corvette convertible. My brother had one, and for about 2 years when I was living and working in Los Angeles, and he was a nighttime bartender, he made me my own set of keys for it. And I went all over Hell's Half-Acre on that thing, down to Malibu. Oh God, the sexiest fucking car I've ever seen. My favorite relative would have been my grandmother on my mom's side, my Nana. I miss that woman to this day. My favorite president, hands down, 45, baby, 45. Favorite movie? I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it is my favorite movie. It's called My Favorite Wife. It is a Cary Grant movie. It is absolutely hysterical. His wife, he's a guy with kids and everything, and his wife gets stranded on a desert on a island out in the middle of the ocean, and she was lost for like 4 or 5 years, and they presumed that she was gone. So he's in the process of about to marry another woman, and she got rescued and showed back up again. Hysterical movie. My Favorite Wife. If you haven't seen it, you need to. Favorite book? I like science fiction. I have to say maybe Fahrenheit 451. Right? Something along those lines. Favorite TV show? Man, it would have to be either Seinfeld or Star Trek. One of the two. Favorite record album? Hands down. Led Zeppelin 4. Favorite band, Led Zeppelin. Favorite fast food. If I absolutely positively have to eat fast food, man, it's going to be Chick-fil-A. That's just who I am. My favorite alternative media news. Man, I like so many shows out there. I love 412. I love Dave at X22 Report. I love And We Know. I watch it all the time. But if I had to say what is my favorite alternative media news program, man, I got to go with Red Pill 78. Zach is the shit, man. He is the hardest freaking working man in television. Really love that guy. Favorite YouTube show? This varies. Right now, I am hung up. I used to love Vice Grip Garage. Who doesn't? If you haven't seen Vice Grip Garage, man, you're missing shit. But I just recently came across this show, and I am really impressed with this guy. This guy and his girlfriend, they each have their own YouTube channels, and sometimes they cover the same thing that they're doing at the same time. But all I know is his name is Chris, and the show is called NNKH. NNKH. Look him up on YouTube. NNKH. No nonsense, no how. This guy is one impressive. He's like 30 something, maybe mid 30s, maybe pushing 40. But he and his girlfriend are relentless in the things that they tackle. It doesn't matter if he is driving to another state and driving a car home, a car that hasn't run in 30 years, or if they're home demolishing their stairs and pouring new ones. Really, I would love to get them on this show. I would love to interview them. No nonsense, no how. Check it out. Okay, a couple of these I think I'm going to keep to myself. I'm not really going to share where I was when I first. No, and I'm not going to share my first kiss. I'm sorry. My favorite state. This might surprise you. I mean, I have traveled extensively through this country. Do you know what state absolutely blew my mind in the first 10 minutes that I was there? And I was like, oh my God, I would live here in a heartbeat. This might surprise you. But I will tell you, it is Alabama. I rode diagonally through Louisiana on a diagonal, one of the main roads that went down towards Baton Rouge and Nolens was under construction. So I had to go angularly through the sock, and I ended up on this 2-lane highway in Alabama, and I'm just rolling along looking at these gigantic, they looked like chestnut trees. I don't know what they were, but these trees were 5-6 feet around in front of these plantation homes. Gigantic overgrown trees with shade on the front lawn and horses and all. And I'm like, this is the most gorgeous place I have ever seen. Pretty amazing. Pretty damn. Val Kimber is laughing. Syllabore, you're funny. You're funny. Favorite song? You all know that. It's fucking Ramble On. And then favorite food. I am being a Dago boy. I got to tell you, it is, and I don't get it very damn often. It's hard to find. Gnocchi, which is GNOCHI, G-N-O-C-C-H-I. Gnocchi. G-N-O-C-C-H-I. Gnocchi. It's a potato dumpling. Oh my God. That in a bolognese sauce, I've gone to heaven. I've gone to heaven. All right, folks, it's time to get the heck out of here. We stayed way too long. I want to let's release the scratching. Release the scratching. Gnocchi. My name is D. You spelled it perfectly. Outstanding, dear. I'm impressed. I am impressed. Or a bowl in beef. Oh. Let me go over to the treasure chest and put a little something. I'm going to put a little something in the treasure chest. I'm submitting it right now. I'm submitting it right now. And we're going to release that treasure chest, distributing the rewards thusly. Okay. All right. So people, here come the lemons. The lemons as we speak. It is late. I am exhausted. I am dying to crawl into my nice warm bed, folks. I froze my ass off today. I froze my freaking ass off today. All I can think about is my pillow and a nice warm down blanket. That's what I want. That's what I want. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going to walk right past the refrigerator and let the ice cream. I'm not going after it. I'm staying away from it. All right. All of you wonderful people, I will see you Friday night on the mystery. Actually, it won't be on the mystery ship. Friday night, I will be with my dear brother, the Texan, for the first time in it's been a couple of months. It's been a couple of months since we did a show together. It'll be great. It'll be fun. Please come and check us out on Pilled Foxhole. Pilled Foxhole. Actually, I'm going to see if I can broadcast it, simulcast it on DLive. I think I finally figured out how to freaking do it. So there's no reason why I can't. Hey, look at these lucky followers. My name is D. You are on top of the heap, little lady. There you go. TL Spud, Lynn Winters, Bad Zoot, and Syllabore making a cameo. Syllabore making a cameo on the luckiest followers. Congratulations, Syllabore. Good to see you, my friend. Folks, it's time for me to get out of here. I'm tired. I really want to thank the wonderful people who called into the show tonight. And I want to thank the wonderful people who donated the lemons and the gold pills. You are awesome. Bad Zoot. She's keeping it up right now. Doing it as we speak. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, folks. We are going to get on down the line. Shell Shock, good to see you. American Man, how you doing? Good to see you. He does believe that the guy over the fence was Wilson. How about that? Enrique Alvarado, always a pleasure to have you aboard the mystery ship. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Okay, people. Your brother Zoe, checking on out of here. It's been a pleasure to spend some time with you once again. We'll do this. I'll see you on Saturday. On Saturday, on DLive and Pilled Foxhole. Come and check out the Rock and Roll Mystery Ship. If you don't know about the Rock and Roll Mystery Ship on Saturdays, then holy smokes, we need to talk. We seriously need to talk. I love all of you. Thanks for joining me this evening. Have a great rest of your week, folks. Have a great rest of your week. Your brother Zoe is getting on down the line. Been that kind of a day. I got a big concrete pour tomorrow. He's going to kick my ass. And then I'm going to ease on into Friday with the Texan. It'll be fun. It'll be good. We'll see you around the bend. Much love, people. All the best. Take care, my friends.